Mm.
It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the New Orleans Saints. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Lawrence going to put it up right away. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
It's a game of 18. And the Falcons first down.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Looking here for Smith downfield. And this is knocked away and incomplete. But I think it was a free play. Let's check the call. Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. Here's Lawrence. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. He'll let this go deep for St. Brown. Touchdown, Falcons! Amon-Ra St. Brown with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Falcons go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Tucker with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Looking to put a drive together. A first carry for Rachaad White. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Movement.
Throwing is Hurts. Here's one deep for Pickens. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Hurts to throw. Here's one deep for Pickens. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen 1 touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
Ariza is on to punt here as he gets this one away. This is brought in at the 21. Past the 45. Great blocking on the return.
Hello, friends watching.
For 25. And it will be Falcon football. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. DK Metcalf with career touchdown number 75. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10.
Let's go. Trimmer. I got him. On me.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Oh, he finds his running back who snuck right down the middle of the field. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A very solid gain of 27.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Hurts. Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. George Pickens, 38 yards. And the Saints have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7.
Saints 7. Miami Fairbairn set 50 going.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30.
At their own 35-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Now he's going to step up and run. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into
Wow,
the
Trevor.
territory.
That's all I can say about
An
that
excellent
one.
way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Falcons.
They go play action now. Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete.
To this game, Charles, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get the play in the second. But you and I both know the funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
First down.
But to throw again is Lawrence. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 15 more there, and they're on a it's another first down.
Falcons, first down. First and goal, Atlanta.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out. And this is picked up by the Saints.
Hey, we can praise ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down. They defer to White out of the shotgun. And running room scarce here. He's got to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Back to throw here. They want to reach for that one, but can't grab it. It's behind him, and it's incomplete. On 4th down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt.
In punt formation.
Fielded just inside the 20.
Damn, run, nigga.
Very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time. Fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go, and move on to the next series.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. Past the 20. Touchdown, Falcons. Amon-Ra St. Brown with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Falcons
Ward?
go up by 2 touchdowns. Tucker with the extra point. And it's now 21-7.
He hesitated.
Wisnowski to boot it away.
So I tested him. Sign of weakness.
And he'll be stopped up at the
We attacked that. But Warden, yeah, just to let you know, there's no way in this world you're getting Lamar. I will delete the league.
Drive the New Orleans offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond.
Call it Hayden. Call it cock blocking. I want all of the, negative connotation behind that because I feel like that's just something that can't happen. Shouldn't be allowed.
A minimum of at least 2 first downs because even if you have to punt, then you change the field position.
Let's fumble.
You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they can string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
73.
From the gun, it's Hurts. He's got this to Pickens. And he'll be touchdown in the end, but a big play on that one.
That's another Saints first down. 1st and 10 at the 39.
So again from the 39, this time from the other side of the field. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, 73, 70. Hey, Silver. Great. Call up Yeti. No ball. Hey, alert motion. Delta.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Touchdown. A great effort there. 38 yards. And the Saints are back within a score. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers. That meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way to the end zone for the touchdown.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. No matter what the defense throws at them, they feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go around.
And the Falcons, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Now Lawrence. And they're going to get him. They bring him down a sack back at the 16-yard line.
Best sack this man Josh had. Fucking
Smith
Heisman.
in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Hey. Go.
Lawrence will throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Amon-Ra St. Brown on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Tucker
Play a base brand of football here.
and the lead now up to 14. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
A strong showing the last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 37-yard line.
Running out of the gun with White. And he gets it down to the 32. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Hurts with a quick throw, complete. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Throw left side, hauled in by Pickens. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
4th down and 1.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. It's complete, swings it out to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Able to find his man, Kraft.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
13-yard line.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Hey, 73, 73.
Back to throw again.
He'll try to pick it up himself.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to sack back at the 16-yard line. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. Fairbairn able to put this one through.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
So what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
And with Lawrence's arm, they may give him a shot to let this thing rip downfield. We'll see.
Oh, my
It's
God.
incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick
The
off.
Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
No touchdown, 73. Call up Yeti. Tiger Hornet. Yeti, Yeti. No touchdown.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Finding Walker complete.
Down to the 10.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. 76 yards.
And the Saints come right out of the locker room and score here the opening minute of the 3rd quarter.
And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play. And just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it.
28, Saints 23. Fairbairn.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. By doubling your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
Here's 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7.
Lawrence.
2nd and 3.
The short throw pulled in by Woods. First target, first catch, and a first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. DK Metcalf. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as his guys are able to extend their lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Pushing his way through. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They will run with White out of the shotgun. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
They still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Let's go. Trim it.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hurts. And his throw here is incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That is caught. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 39. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
First down, here's White. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Throwing on 2nd down. Hurts. That's complete to White. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Brings up 3rd down.
Throwing is Hurts. And that will be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
4 yards.
They only needed about 4 or 5 inches there, relied on the big guys up front, and got it done.
Yeah, this is the time to just go ahead and hit it straight ahead. No juking, right? No movement in the backfield. Take the ball and go. As I heard a coach tell a player a long time ago, save your dancing for the club, son. Just get up into that line of scrimmage.
And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long.
Here's Hurts to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
11 yards on the play. Brings up third down and 12.
Hurts sets up to throw it. He'll try and do this himself.
Well, I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
You can almost see inside his face mask there, the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone came around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. They're going on fourth down with Hurts. Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
That's so close. He gets it to the one. Out of bounds right there.
What an excellent end result for them. But let's go back to the decision first of all. To go for it all on fourth down. A lot of pressure on the quarterback's shoulders, but they knew he could handle it. Makes the right read there. Gets the ball to his receiver. They get the first down. It's now first and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Hey, easy, 63. Carlos Yanni.
So a moment to catch our collective breath after the fourth down conversion. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the fourth quarter of play.
White is into the end zone for a Saints touchdown. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
A big spot now for the Saints as they'll indeed go for two.
Conversion.
Hurts will throw.
And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points and gets it back within a field goal.
Saints.
Well, I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3. They're feeling great about themselves.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here first and 10.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's a gain of 34.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been prepped up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
On first and 10, it's Hall.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
The big man, Nnamdi Madubuike, there on the tackle. These two teams, they met in Atlanta earlier in the year with the Falcons winning that game. So they'll be looking for the win here in New Orleans to complete the season sweep. Here's Lawrence. He gets it underneath to Hall.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. picked up by Joey Porter Jr. And the Saints are right back in this football game.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. He was taken down at the
just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Hurts. And he takes a shot on the release, so this will be incomplete.
Well, that play is a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the 4th quarter, and they got a big one.
Yeah, it's such a close game, a very big one. And that is incomplete.
There's been a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's got his man. It's White. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run straight ahead here with White. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hurts. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 49.
Back to throw. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. They'll come up now on 2nd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Now Hurts, he's going to do it himself. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
It's now 3rd down and 10.
And now a tough spot here. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. Gets this complete to Shaheed. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 35.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Here's 2nd down. Now Hurts going to shift him around a bit.
63. Carl Leviani.
Back to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Hey, Silver. Alpha. Yeti.
Back to throw. Now Hurts is going to do it himself. Walker with a grab, left side. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. So a big one coming here for Ka'imi Fairbairn.
For the field goal. A 52-yard attempt.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
They'll come up first and 10 here. Lawrence.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
That's a nice job right there, partner, because they were able to work down the middle of the field, working in the seams, because I think defensively, they were guarding the sidelines, trying to keep them from getting out of bounds. They took what they gave them, and it was successful.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hip, but they'll say it's incomplete. The way he's throwing the football, they almost are surprised when he doesn't complete a pass like that, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's throwing it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
Back to throw, Lawrence. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
Third and long coming up defensively. You pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is third down.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
2 yards. And the Falcons, first down. A gain of 22 yards. First down, Falcons.
Paul want to give up the middle.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Here we go, first and goal. Looks like they'll move things around here.
First and goal. At the
On first down, right back to Paul.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal.
Paul again.
And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They just likely won this thing in regulation. Tucker with the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Saints 34.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown.
Shreds into the stiff arm. And he's going to be out of bounds. Here's the run back. Will leave him shy of the 20-yard line.
This is first and 10.
Great. Set. Out.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a
Right,
winner.
another
Although
rodeo
in that
match.
last play, they were so backed up, it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle
Revive
done.
another rodeo.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because
As long
we
as you
both
win,
knew
hey, GG's.
that this had to go down
Listen,
to the
as long
last
as you
play,
know.
and neither side was going to exhale
As long as we get
until
the
that
win
play
from, we can
concluded
fix,
because
you know,
we've seen the
everything else,
improbable
you know,
before.
we
A couple of laterals,
touch
maybe
up
some
little
poor defense on the
turnovers
back
by,
end.
you know,
They might have gone all the way to the
Trev.
end zone. In this case, though, it
They
didn't
weren't stuck
happen.
with 1 and B at
Perhaps
this
next
point in the
time.
season, being 7-0, almost being at the midpoint.
So for the Falcons, their
we can get
winning
better.
ways continue as they get it up to 7-0.